Hello, this is Jaron from Batrium, and I'm just going to go through how to set up your remote dynamic voltage, as a number of you are reaching out to us in support and asking that you're struggling. So let's go through a couple of the gotchas and just show you how to set it up. So if we go here to the remote tab at the moment, you'll have a look here and you'll see that we're in the traditional normal mode that most people are in, where it's just highs and lows, nothing else. So we find that people are using this method in the past, or they're using the ramp targets, this one here. Okay. Now, if you're wanting to switch to dynamic voltage, it's just a matter of picking the drop-down box down here and we go to dynamic voltage targets. You can do the ramped as well, but we're suggesting most people just adopt the dynamic targets without the ramping down of current as well. So let's pick that here. Now, most people see this will actually just show single zeros, no decimal places here on each of these values. All right, and same thing down here below. So all we're asking you to do is press the default button. Now see here that it actually now goes with a decimal place and it's giving some default values. All we want you to do now, without pressing anything else, is press save. Now you'll see down here in the bottom it says use dynamic remote volt not set. Okay, so we have to resolve that before we can move any further. So let's go and do that. So we press undo. So this is not following the steps we had before in our manual with Wiki. But we come back to charging. We go to the edit mode first, extras, and we have a look here and we've got the remote volt dynamic targets. If you don't turn this on, you can't use that feature. So let's turn that on. Okay, so this will now use a target voltage where it uses the live shunt value and then adds the offset that we're specifying. It's really important to have that decimal place because we don't want to be moving things with 0 volt offsets or 1 whole volt over targets. We're wanting to be in the range of 0.1 to 0.3. Some people choose 0.2. So let's now just go OK and save. And once that change has been configured and confirmed, let's now move back to the remote targets area. So we're still in the original method, you'll notice. So if we go edit, pick the drop-down box, come down to dynamic voltage targets again, press default, and then press save. Okay, so this is saying save. Now, a number of you are reporting back that you see this problem, okay, where you've got a value of 0 here for both of them, whereas previously we had a value of 0.3 and 0.1, and here where it's saying 53, whereas previously it was saying 53.0. So this is really 5.3 volts that it's sending through the inverter. It's the last thing we want. So let's now resolve that. So for the time being, the easiest thing to do, if you've got an inverter with a CAN bus profile that it hasn't got set appropriately, is you press edit, switch back to high volt advanced, come down here to where it says 1 and change that to a scaling of 10. Down here for power, change that to a scaling of 10 and then press save. It's that straightforward. After you've done that, we come back and press edit, pick the drop-down box, come back to dynamic volt targets again, and we're here, and you can see already we've got decimal places in place. We'll press the default button again, and then press save. Straight away, you can see we've got a 0.3 here, a 0.1, and a 53.1. That's what we've been all aiming for. So we're now back up and going. Now at this point, you can go edit again and change the values you want, what you want them to be. So I hope this shows you how to actually set the dynamic voltage targets on our build 55, and that allows you to actually embrace the system. And we will look at in the next release, making sure that we can press default in an easier way. But this gets you up and going. So we would appreciate if you actually go through, switch back to high, low, advanced, make sure your scaling is set to 10 for the power lines, which is the third on each one of them. And from that point onwards, it'll allow it to work. So I hope this gets you up and going and that your system is running well. Thank you for now.